Before I start the video, there is a massive Gymshark sale on June 26th. It's going to be 50% off store-wide, and then you get an additional 10% off using my code JB10 if you want to support me. I appreciate it. Coach Greg made a Natty or Not video on me, so I'm going to watch it and give you guys my reaction, thoughts, so let's get it.
Coach Greg, in today's video, it's a Natty or Not on Jason Bjarnason.
It's pronounced Jason Bjarnason, but Bjarnason, it's close enough. I'm used to people kind of butchering my last name.
Bjarnason Fitness, he's got 1.1 million followers on Instagram, and he has an amazing physique. But the problem is, people don't believe that he's natural, and I wonder why. Have you seen his physique? It looks like bro is at 5% body fat, essentially year-round.
Get a lot of people accusing me of being like a fake natural, but honestly, I just take it as a compliment because it just means my physique looks good, maybe better than average.
His latest post that went viral, about 8 million followers, he was telling people to get abs like this, you should do a bunch of sit-ups, crunches, oblique training, all that stuff. And that doing these crunches, it doesn't give you a blocky waist.
Yeah, one of my recent posts went pretty viral on like every platform I put it on. It was just basically talking about the importance of training your abs, where like, obviously diet is important. If you're lean enough, you're gonna see your abs easier. But if your abs aren't developed, if you don't train your abs, they're not going to be as impressive as if you were to train them regularly.
Of course, in the comment section, you're going to hear a lot of people saying you're not natural. That's natural. Is that natural? Tell me the reality. Dude, so much respect to you, man. Wonderful physique, but one little detail. Pull your pants up a little bit.
So the title of this video is Dude, Pull Your Pants Up, which I never really knew my pants were that low. Honestly, they actually look lower than they actually are because when I flex my abs, it kind of bunches everything up. So my belly button comes up and it makes my waistband look like it's lower than it actually is. Like the distance between my abs and my waistband kind of extends, if that makes sense. But I'll still take note that I need to pull my pants up.
Bro just unlocked every muscle in his body. Bro is so shredded that he appears to be bigger than he really is. And so that's why he's getting all the Natty or Not accusations. The abs, the obliques, the chest, the arms, everything is built to perfection and extremely detailed. That detail not only makes you look like a fake natty, it also makes you look bigger than you actually are.
So yeah, I'm definitely smaller than I look, honestly. Because even in person, I get people asking me my weight and I have them guess. And they usually guess between like 180 to like 200 pounds on average. I only weigh 150 pounds. So obviously like the leaner you look, it gives off the illusion of actually being bigger. Especially in pictures and videos, I look even bigger than in person.
Crazy gorgeous. This is from a man. Many people think that if they get the physique like this, they're going to get all the ladies. More men are going to be impressed than women.
You know what's crazy? Greg is definitely right about that. I never have any like girls approach me in the gym, and I don't have any girls in my DMs either. It's 100% guys. My following is literally like 95% men and like 5% girls. And I'm sure a lot of those girls are just bot accounts. So if you think that muscles are gonna get you girls, it's not true. It's actually considered, from what I've heard girls tell me, or my wife at least tell me, it's just a bonus. So, you know, obviously the personality and the confidence and all that is the most important. And if you have muscles, then it's just a bonus on top of that. So that's from what I know, from what I've been told.
And for the most part, women, they generally tend to prefer 10 to 12% body fat. They do like you to be lean, but just not this lean. And so going from a healthy 10 to 12% body fat to 5% body fat, which for most people is not healthy. And if you're natural, it's going to drop your testosterone levels. You're going to have a much higher time putting on muscle. I don't recommend it unless you're doing it for a competition, or perhaps you're the 1 in a million that can maintain a physique like this with little to no effort. For most people, you don't need to do it. This physique, of course, it's due to hard work, but it's also due to having very low body fat levels, which comes from not eating a lot. I saw he was eating 2,280 calories. It's not a lot of food. Bro, he doesn't bulk. He gains. He's been doing this for years.
Yeah, so I've gained my whole life. I've never went on a serious bulk because I like to look good year round and feel good. I have tried to get to like 10% body fat or above that. I just don't feel good. It doesn't work for me. So luckily for me, with my genetics, I can maintain, I can build muscle while staying lean. Not everybody can do that, but some people can. So I went from 98 pounds to 155 pounds where I am now, over 12 years of training, without getting over 10% body fat.
He literally first contacted me in 2019. I left him unread. I wasn't checking my DMs. Later, I saw he had written me again, and he was saying, hey, do a natty or not on me. And I said, hey, maybe when you get to 100,000 followers, maybe I could do it then. And to this day, now he has over 1 million followers, and he's been continuing to talk to me throughout the years, encouraging me, hey, could you ever do a natty or not on me? And so I do believe he's anticipating that he gets this video.
First started talking to Greg when I was at like 100,000 followers, and now I'm at like 1.1 million. It's been a long time though, because I started talking to him like 6 years ago. So we've maintained conversations and just stayed in contact over the years. And I don't think Greg usually does natty or knots on people that ask him to do one, but I was just patient, and luckily he did one on me, which is an honor. You know, whether or not he thinks I'm natural, it doesn't matter to me. As long as, you know, he did a video on me, I'm happy. Whatever he says.
And so this message from 2019, hey Greg, I'm loving your content lately. Your advice is very simple and straightforward, which is very helpful for the fitness industry these days. I plan on competing in men's physique next year. I'm thinking of hiring you as a coach. What would you say my body fat percentage is, and how should I drop to be contest ready? And so I had left that unread. And so he showed his before and after transformations, and all of them are stupendous. But after asking him further questions, I came to find out that he was suffering previously from an ED.
So when I was talking to Greg, I told him how I had an eating disorder and was diagnosed with depression at a young age, from like age 13 to 16. I was extremely skinny. I was by far the skinniest guy in my school. And another thing that didn't help was I didn't eat very much, and I ran cross country. So I got down to, 90 pounds when I was like 16 years old. So I had a lot of potential, but I wasn't actually like lifting weights, and I wasn't doing what I had to do to actually bring out that potential. So once I actually got into the gym, the progress was just insane, and I got addicted to that. So literally within a year, it was a crazy transformation.
You start underdeveloped, then suddenly you go to the gym. You eat healthy. You combine those two things at the same time. It's like the perfect storm of gains. You're training, you're eating properly, and you're undersized. And so your body quickly goes back to normal. It goes to its homeostasis, that basic point where if you weren't training, you weren't eating, you didn't care, you'd have a certain amount of muscle. Even if you're not working out, you have a certain amount of muscle. But if you're doing a lot of running and under eating, you have less than that certain amount of muscle. You get to that point very quickly. You go back to baseline. And on top of that, you have newbie gains. Combine that, and so this is exactly what happened in this case. He made an incredible transformation. He put on a ton of muscle. I can certainly understand why people accuse him of being a fake natty. I mean, look at this picture. I mean, the before photo, to go from 98 pounds to 140 whatever pounds, you're thinking, how? I mean, it doesn't look like he has amazing genetics. But his genetics, they hadn't blossomed yet. He hadn't used his muscles for what he was essentially born to do, to put on aesthetic granite hard muscle. National show, 141 pounds, and he in fact placed 9th. Why do you think that is? Well, at 5'7" or 8, most of the competitors at the top level weigh over 180 pounds, and so he's 40 pounds less muscle than everyone else. He wants to turn pro. He's competed several times, but he's yet to get his pro card. My advice would be switch federations, like Will Tennyson. Will Tennyson is a natural pro, and if you're natural, why not compete against other people who are natural? I know it's impressive to say, hey, I competed against guys who are not natural and I still beat them.
Yeah, for those who don't know, I've done a few men's physique shows. I did NPC, which is non-tested. I got the overall at my first show, and then I did 2 national shows. So that first show qualified me to attempt to get my pro card, my IFBB pro card. And I got 8th place at my first national show, and then I got 9th place at my second show. A lot of people would think, well, if I'm natural, why don't I do a natural show? I just had a goal. I just wanted to get my IFBB pro card naturally. It was just something I wanted to do. I knew it would be a challenge, but I didn't realize how hard it would be, because these guys, as Greg says, have 40, 50 pounds on me, because I'm 140 pounds on stage, You know, when I get down to 5% body fat, if I ever do another show, I would do a natural show and try to get my natural pro card, but I just kind of don't really have the passion for competing anymore. So we'll kind of see in the future what happens.
Seeing as he's 5'7" and competes at 142 pounds, seeing that he's very much has amazing genetics, he's got very strong gymnastic skills, fast twitch muscle fibers, and so on. If there was an implement pointed at my head and I had to make the decision, is this guy natty or not, and my life depended on it, I'm betting that he's natural. Is it possible that I'm wrong? Of course there is. There's always a possibility that I'm wrong. But I'm betting that there's more chance than not that he is in fact natural. And so when you see...
So Greg does bet that I'm natural, which I think is awesome. If he didn't think I was natural, I would still take it as a compliment. I would still love the video. I would still, you know, be honored to be a part of it. But, you know, if you really look at it, I mean, I'm really not that big. I'm 150 pounds. I've been training for 12 years. And I'm just really lean, so I look bigger than I actually am, right? So if you don't think that you can do that naturally, then I don't know what to say. If you see in like my comments on my Instagram, people assuming I'm not natural, they usually just see one of my posts and just kind of go off of that, but they don't know my stats at all. But then once they figure out my stats, oh, he's only 5'7", 5'8", 150 pounds, and he's been training 12 years. It's pretty obvious, you know, especially if you're experienced in the gym, you know it's possible naturally. So yeah, it's an honor to be a part of this video. Thank you, Greg, for featuring me. So we got chest on the menu today, starting with some weighted dips. Wearing my favorite pump cover from Gymshark. It's the heavyweight t-shirt. Use code JB10. So I like weighted dips a lot because it's a great warm-up for the shoulders, especially starting a chest workout off with it. I like to incorporate some kind of weighted calisthenics, whether it be weighted dips, weighted pull-ups during my workouts. And I'm doing about 4 sets of 10 to 15 repetitions. I think I got a PR with a few sets of 14 there with the plate added. Now we're moving to an incline cable fly. And I typically would do it on a bench, but the benches were taken, so I had to kind of improvise here. This is just a typical cable machine, but I'm standing and putting my shoulder blades against it. And it's actually very stable, even though it doesn't really look like it. I did about 3 sets of 10 here, but this set I only got like 7 reps, so I was going a little too heavy. But I got like 5 reps with the fly, and then kind of went beyond failure by going into a press here. So I did 2 reps with a press just to kind of get a couple more extra reps in there. Now we're moving to flat/incline Smith machine press. I love Smith machine press for my chest workouts. Again, the incline bench was taken, so I had to take a flat bench and prop it up on a mini little platform. So it's like sort of incline, but pretty flat. But I got about 3 sets of 10 with 185 pounds here and incorporated a bunch of drop sets. And at the end here, you could see that I kind of went to failure and had a racket. That's why I love the Smith machine. You don't need a spot. You can just kind of bail halfway if you have to. Now we're going to finish the workout with a dumbbell press. This is a flat dumbbell press. I like to either do like a dumbbell press or like deficit push-ups to finish my workouts. And typically, you know, you don't see people do free weight at the end of their workouts, but it does chalk the muscle really well. Typically not used to doing this, so you're going to get pretty sore from finishing with the dumbbell press. And I only got the 60-pound dumbbells here. I could usually do the hundreds, no problem. But, you know, this is the very end of the workout, so I came in pretty, you know, pre-exhausted as a fourth exercise. So here's a physique update. I am right now at about 154 pounds. I do want to get a little bit leaner for summer. So we're in a slight deficit right now, but the pumps and everything are still fantastic. Workouts are going really well. Still seeing progress. Got a fantastic chest pump during this workout. Basically, every working set was still a failure. So I pushed myself really hard today. And yeah, that was the workout. That's the video. Thanks for watching.